Welcome back to The Grind. In this video, we are going to talk about the new changes to EXP that you earn from fights. Now, this is a small change, but I personally feel like it's a good change. They're making some adjustments to EXP potential, which I find is very beneficial. I know a lot of players, especially those with Atlas, don't have trouble getting EXP, but they're making a push to make Lineage Dragons more useful in other content, not just for like attacks on bases, but I would love to be able to, expert more Lineage Dragons and actually use them the way they were originally intended to be used. But the problem is the amount of experience needed to expert a dragon is just unbelievably so high. Like, I struggle sometimes even to get them to breedable, and that's only a portion of what it takes to expert the dragon. Now, this is worse for players without regular elite because they don't get the additional bonus experience, and even worse for players without Atlas because they don't have invader bases to run for max EXP and an easy max EXP at that. So some of these changes are meant to help those players a little bit more, but does help other players overall. So basically what they're saying is typically Atlas was the best way to get EXP, and without Atlas you were at a disadvantage. And so some of the changes that they're making is that when you hit a base of the same or higher level in any mode, you will earn the maximum amount of possible XP for that run. So you don't have to attack players higher level than you. It doesn't matter how strong the base itself is. As long as it's your level or higher, you can earn max experience. And that's amazing because that was never really possible without Atlas previously. So the other change that they're making is that dragons will only start to earn experience after 50% destruction has been achieved, where previously it was 5%. And I've never done this, but I've heard some people talk about they would just hit a really high level base and just destroy one tower, get 5% or whatever it would take, and then they would just quit out. And that would be the fastest way for them to earn experience using health potions just to quickly get that partial experience from that base. But now you will have to do 50% destruction, which is too bad, but it does I hope even out with the fact that you'll be earning more experience overall regardless. So the other thing that they're adding too, which is the most beneficial for me because I have Atlas, so I do invader runs, so those other changes don't really help me as much, but I'm grateful that they help other players. But the main thing that will actually benefit me as well is that Dragon XP earned from battles has been increased by 25%. We're getting an extra 25% experience on every run that we do now, which is awesome. That cuts down the total number of runs you'll have to do quite significantly if you like look at it over a long period of time. Like, instead of doing 100 runs, you have to do like 70 something runs or 80 something runs. I don't think it's exactly 75, even though that math seems like it would work out. But so I'm excited about these changes. It's not going to make a massive change to the way the game plays, but it will help a lot of players out enough that I think it will be a noticeable difference and make leveling dragons a little bit less painstaking. And I probably, with these changes, will still not expert many dragons because it's still going to take a lot of effort to do that. But maybe I'll pick one here and there just to keep in my roster and run the bonus multipliers every day or every so often just to slowly get it closer and closer to expert. With the addition of the EXP potions, those are great to help get your dragons to breedable or get your new divine dragons up to tier so you can start using them. So a lot of changes to help with leveling dragons, which I do appreciate. Another thing that I'm starting to find challenging now that I'm at a higher tier, currently at Empyrean tier, is that even if I do get the experience, the amount of food that's required to level these dragons is quite significant as well. So if you have a new divine and you go into fortification event and you increase your cap a little bit so you can level all your dragons 2 or 3 times, that's a lot of food to level up all of those dragons. And so that's something that's frustrating too. I know it's pretty easy to hit bases and collect that food. It's just an additional chore that you have to do, which is unfortunate, but potentially down the road, those requirements will be reduced. That is my hope, at least, that overall the requirements to level up these dragons, especially from breedable to expert, would be decreased. I'm okay with the challenge and difficulty to get them to breedable, because there does have to be some sort of barrier to that to make breeding event a little bit more paced out for those who are doing multiple dragons. But after you get breedable, it just seems like a ridiculous chore to get them to expert. It feels unnecessary, and without doing that, the dragon is essentially useless to you once it's breedable. And I would love to see those lineage dragons more useful to more players, rather than just being a breeding tool and then sitting there in the roster. I would love to get my dragons to experts so that I could use them more, especially in like Temple Raid or in Assault and stuff like that. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Let me know if this change will benefit you significantly or not, and I will see you in the next video.